Hey folks, Jay Barino here, welcome back. This is Brood War Alternate. We're on Renegade Roar Mission 6, Behemoth. The Behemoth that carried Zaz and the Balrog Brood was killed and crashed onto Antigua. NORAD 2! Hidden Hive Cluster, planet Antigua Prime. It appears that the Garm are in a state of unrest after the Jormungand rebellion. I've dissected communications that appear to be going back and forth between their hive clusters and newer layers. They're heavily shielded, but I found something. Mind Courier. This is Cerebrit Zaz. I was escorting Balrog forces to Antigua when their behemoth crashed onto the planet. The Protoss are burning our ground. We will be destroyed soon. Protoss? Here? I find that amusing. He's getting exactly what he deserves. Draliska, I want you to go in and save that hive cluster. I did not just hear that, did I? My queen, are you sure? I know Zaz is a cold and calculating fool, but his brood shouldn't have to suffer for it. Besides, having a Garm Cerebrit on our side could prove to be useful. I do not like this. I'm not asking you to like it, I'm telling you to do it. Yes, my queen. Let us finish this, then. Protect the Behemoth, bring Draliska and 2 Overlords to the beacon. Okay. Here we are. Big D! Let's just go straight for the base. Let him tank a little bit. Okay, great. So let's head into this base and see. It looks like the layout is very similar, actually, considering the placement of the base. Let's see where NORAD, well, the Behemoth is. All right, 2 drones. Again, what a great start. Solid start. Ah. Well, yeah, let's not allow the Zerglings to get roasted here first. Let's not let the Hydralisks get roasted either. Yeah, they're just coming in with Archons. That's no joke. So do we get any addition to our army here? No! Stop! No! Stop it! Ah! Okay. Well, that was not great. We have drones here. I wonder if we could cram a hatchery down here. That'd be pretty nice, right? Well, we saved some Zerglings, and we lost 1 or 2 Hydralisks. Ah! I don't think we'll be able to get a hatchery just because there's cannons up there. Maybe we could just build more colonies, I think is the idea. Okay, well, we're going to sit here, unfortunately. That's the best we can do. We're just going to have to sit here. And let's see what our options are. We can make Scourge and Queens this time, which probably just means we're just going to make a lot of Hydralisks, and we're going to drop them up here and try to get to the beacon. I don't plan on... I don't think I necessarily want to try to fight through all the enemy bases. That might be too much of a pain. So I think instead what I'll probably do is try to drop up here, because this area, there's usually a spot you can land. You make like maybe 6 or 7 Mutalisks, take out one of the cannons, and we'll see how it goes. I would prefer it if they attack the colony, but that's fine. At the beginning here, we have to be, we have a very sparse amount of units. Might want to grab early gas. Well, why? I guess. Just because we want drones. Or, we want a Hydralisk Den. That is not drones. Okay, so it depends on who we're facing. I noticed there's orange Protoss and blue Protoss. Now, orange in the past, as we've seen, tends to send a lot of air units. Now, this will be the test on if those AI personalities kind of exist, in the sense that, one type will consistently send the same type of attack waves across different missions. We'll find out. This will be a good experiment. Okay, now because we're going to need a lot of gas for upgrades, I think we should go ahead and get this saturated. And I could go look for another base also. So typically, because the layout here is very similar, normally there's a high ground up here and then an extra base you can take. And it looks like that is not the case here. That is just the enemy base straight up. So maybe it's up here instead? Okay. Perhaps it is up there instead. It seems like that's going to be the major side that's getting attacked is the top. So let's cram some extra sunken colonies in up there. And I'm going to get a Hydra Den, and I'm going to start some upgrades, and we'll go from there. It just depends on how large the attacks are going to be, because very large ground forces could really screw us here, especially if they have access to Reavers or something. We'll find out, though. So now I'm going to pull some of these guys off of gas, because now I think I have too much gas for what I really need it for. And we're going to keep making drones. I want to saturate this. I'd like to go and check maybe on this other base. Could be worthwhile trying to snag. Okay, and I guess we'll grab one more sunken colony here, and then a spore colony slightly further back. So like there. That way we've got coverage, anti-air everywhere. If they hit us from another side, like down here is where we start. I don't think they can get to us. Over here maybe, but we could drag them into the colonies that are further up. So we're going to grab Hydralisk movement speed. Always a good option. You know, I could probably make this a spore colony, and it probably would be able to hit them. So let's do that, and then just grab 2 more drones. Throw a few more back onto gas. I think we're still on +1. Don't you get an armory on this mission because you can make Goliaths. But in StarCraft 1, it's a science facility that determines whether you can have +2 and 3, right? So I guess we're going to stick with this. Okay, that's looking good. I'll grab Zergling speed. Do I want to attack the enemy bases, or are we going to drop over here? Because I'm leaning towards just dropping over here, period. It really depends on what might just end up landing on the Behemoth. So that could really screw us based on what ends up. So I'm going to make Hydralisks. And as we gain more resources, I will try to pour them into my transporting upgrades. Grooved Spine's also going to be a good one. It's all just very expensive. I would rather start +1, probably ground Carapace before anything else. I think our income's decent. I could definitely afford to have a few more drones. I don't have as many as it seems here, only 10. Yeah, let's grab 2 more. This is overkill for sure, but I guess they probably won't be able to get through there, because I meant to make a spore colony, but we had these unbuilt colonies back here, so I guess Hydralisks, and now we can get grooved spines. There's nice creep colonies down here, but I really don't see much of a purpose to them. Just to spread the creep, I guess. That's their namesake. All right, this one's done. Ground Carapace is 150 gas. I guess let's start Ground Carapace, and then as we build up more gas, I'll grab Ventral Sacs / Pneumatized. And then we should be able to go and win. I see... Nope, that's a Rhinodon. Get assimilated. Oh, no, never mind. Actually attack, please. Okay, pretty reasonable attack. Honestly, 4 sunken colonies does not really feel like overkill against this. I mean, the Archons in particular, and lots of Zealots, they just tear through our Zerglings like butter, so we gotta, maybe I build more sunken colonies, I don't know. Back them up. Can't lose Hydralisks here. Orange did send those scouts. Alright. So now I could go try to take... I want to go and look to see if there's another base up here, because again, there's normally high ground with a base. It may be just kind of transferred over here instead. Oh, fuck that. There's no way. You simply can't defend against that. Even if you made 2 spore colonies. There's no way. Alright, well, let's load our save and I guess make 2 spore colonies, but I really don't think that that's a possible... I don't think it's possible to defend against that. Don't be too close. Okay, good. That's unfortunate. That is extremely, extremely unfortunate. I'm pretty confident there's no way you can defend against that, but we'd have to focus down the carrier with the spores and the hydralisks. You can't select multiple buildings at a time, which is irritating, but it is what it is. Okay, now we know there's a huge attack coming from up here too, so let's grab another sunken. I'm trying to build them next to each other to remove surface area, though then the Archon splash damage might be able to hit them, so... Well, and there's that, again, there's that orange air attack, as I had mentioned. I do still want to look up here to see what we can find. Okay, and now it's just going to be hydralisks as far as the eye can see. Let's wait for that big ground attack. It's bound to be incoming. And then once we destroy that, I'll save, and then I'm going to focus on seeing if I can somehow repel that. I mean, I'm sure it's possible, but it just doesn't feel quite fair. But it's hard to also, in situations like that, it's always hard to tell, you know, is it intended? You know, you never really know. Okay, one sunken colony goes down, a Draliska helping us out. Okay, so we are saved there. I still want to come up here and check to see if there's a base I can take, and then let's save because I mean, that air attack, we know the air attack is coming from somewhere, so we need hydralisks, more hydralisks. So more hydralisks and more spores, really. And let's come up here and take this base. Yeah, see, they attacked down here this time, so that's funny. They have the interceptors upgrade, and they have +3 shields and +6 armor. So all right. Okay, you're gonna be a spore. So see, now I wasted that extra money. Yeah, Draliska holding it down. Big D! It looks like my drone got intercepted coming up here. Let's go check. And then let's get this set up. I guess they just said, all right, we're going to send some zealots. Fuck you. All right, back up Draliska. He's in a bit of trouble. Okay, and then you come back, and we're going to need lots of hydralisks. I could make Scourge also. Can I make? Yeah, I can make Scourge and Queens. That's what's available to me instead of. Oh wait, can I get +2? Yeah, I can get +2 because we can have a lair, I guess. Yeah, I guess our upgrades are just different. Like upgrade availability is different, so we're gonna probably want to grab another Evo chamber. I'm gonna need this income. Maybe setting this up earlier would have been better. Holding on to this seems like it's gonna be tricky. But what I really need is more production anyway, so I guess we'll hold on for dear life on Behemoth, but again, it's almost random chance. It seems like, unfortunately, it's just going to be random chance on if we can hold on or not, so we'll see how that goes. And this is one where, like, again, Mission 3 was harder, but it wasn't hard. This is hard, but not, like, ultra hard, but it's clearly, again, it's harder. That's a dick move. That's a dick move because I can't even see him. All right. And I think I'm going to attribute a lot of the things that are dick moves to just StarCraft AI as opposed to the mod itself. Though there's probably a few things that are scripted in there to be dick moves. I really couldn't say. Okay, so let's grab another Evo chamber. More drones. And we're going to get this saturated. And I think I'm going to, again, as I had mentioned, I'm going to ignore the enemy bases. And try to just go rescue Zaz/Duke. Okay, back on up. It's a lot of Archons, but they go down very fast to concentrated sunken fire for sure. I'm going to grab +2 for my Hydras. I'm going to grab 1 sunken colony and probably a bunch of spores up here just because those orange attacks may divert. So like a cluster of 3 to 4 spores would at least be enough to delay for Hydralisks to move up and support any situations that are coming under like super heavy fire. So let's move these fellas up here, and the sooner I can start... Yeah, let's get like Overlord movement speed. In retrospect, down here, making these into sunken colonies would have been smarter. Well, not really. I mean, with the information I had at the time, spores made sense. But, you know, it is what it is. Couldn't really make any difference now. So, do I get a Queen's Nest? I can't get a Hive, right? So it's not like I can get adrenal glands or anything like that. So, or +3. Okay, just drones and drones, and we're gonna make more colonies because we need solid defense and we don't have lurkers. So really, as much as we can cram in here is gonna be what's necessary. Okay, spore. This will be a spore, and then 1 sunken here. Okay, and then this will eventually pay for itself in the drones that we are investing in it. So you all come on up here. Okay, I guess I'll save. Again, this seems a little more dicey in the sense that the attacks will just roll over you if you're not very, very vigilant. We'll get melee attacks, and I guess Zerglings don't really feel that worthwhile, let me tell you. Let's save some minerals for a hot second so that we can start Vengeful Sacs as soon as possible. These spore colonies are kind of blowing up my spot here. All right, Vengeful Sacs. Now I'm going to take an Overlord and scout to see where there's a good spot to drop. Because typically, yeah, right on this ledge, you can. I suppose I'll make some Mutalisks to wipe out the cannons. You don't need too many. Because cannons are quite fragile. Normally, those are spore colonies up there, and spore colonies are a lot more tanky, specifically against Wraiths, whereas Mutalisks can probably fly in and we can destroy, you know, 1, 2 cannons. Let's see if there's a better spot a little further down, and then we can work our way up and around. There's a scout. We can just draw that straight to us, it looks like. Nope, he's going to leash. Okay, Hydralisks. And I can make a couple Zerglings, and I will get this gas saturated now. And we'll toss another drone here. This is getting mined out. I think our pace is decent now. I think those early ground attacks were quite scary, but now we've got enough sunken colonies. And I mean, I'll make more sunken colonies. I don't think it really hurts. And I think making a line of sunken colonies, because what it does is it spreads out the zealots and deciding which ones to attack. And they can't get a full surround necessarily on a lot of them, so. Okay, now we're going to just wait for the Spire. Sitting to wait for the Spire. Going to get more Overlords, and then I'm going to start grabbing +1 or maybe even +2 attack on those fellas. Okay, and now we're waiting for gas. So saturate this gas. Oh, here we go. I mean, yeah, this is fine. I like how they're just 3-3-3. Sure. Any, I didn't see any carriers. That's fine. You return what you're doing. Zerglings, I don't really think we need you up here, so we'll move you down. And then we're going to need a solid group of Hydralisks to push up through there, so. Now with our gas, I think I'd make Mutalisks. I'm going to make a group of probably 8. That might take a while to sit and wait for 8 Mutalisks. I actually could probably afford to use a few more drones down here. This is decently saturated, but this is a problem. The layout here of this spore. I could just kill the spore and stop the This happened on the 3rd mission, too. Just, like, one weird place building screws up my income, like, noticeably. I'll just put the spore up here instead. Okay. Mutalisks. And then we'll have +1. I don't think we need to go to +2. I could get Carapace. I'm not going to wait for Carapace. I'm just saying I could eventually get it, and it will probably be helpful. No ground attacks from up here, though. I wouldn't be surprised if blue tries to go around us and hit us from up there. Mutalisks. NORAD 2 not really getting hit. It's not NORAD 2, but you know what I mean. I will save. Again, I'm going to keep saving at random intervals just in case, because if a carrier and 4 scouts attack this area, we might be able to barely hold on, but it'll be very close. So that's why I'm being kind of cautious in that regard.
We require more Vespene gas.
Okay. Mutalisks, we got 6. I think we have more queued up. Drone Lord, get on down here, help us out. Somebody got loaded up. Somebody got loaded up. The single Zergling. Okay, that was a reasonable attack. I'm not going to complain about that. Nope, never mind. Here they come. And you can kind of nestle the Hydralisks in behind your colonies. The colonies are tanky. Let them take the hits. They obviously can do a lot of damage too, but I would rather, you know, let them take the damage, because we can rebuild them and they're relatively cheap for the amount of HP you get for them, and then you nestle the Hydralisks in behind them. So just keep making Mutalisks. Okay, so we'll have 3 more Mutalisks on top of this. We start pecking away at these things. I like that they're doing this with their... I quite like that this is what they're doing with their ground attack. They're just, like, booping in and not getting much done. Okay, so we want to... That's a lot of cannons. Yeah, come up. No, he doesn't want to. He really doesn't want to. I mean, we made these Mutalisks essentially to go in here and kill these. We need to open up a landing zone. And then we can just remake them. And then what I'll do is move over here with a few Hydralisks, lure the scout to us, kill the scout, and then we'll just keep picking away at cannons.
The hive cluster is under attack.
There we go. Okay, and that's, I guess, what I expected. So let's move on up here. Wasn't watching for like a brief moment, and that's what happens. 333 carriers on mission 6. Very reasonable. Okay, so you all... I mean, those spore colonies did provide us some cover, at least. Okay, Hydralisks. And I think maybe this cannon here's got to go. Man, these Mutalisks just have, like, 0 range. I think maybe we get rid of this cannon, and then we can land. That's why we make static defense. Get them, boys. I'll rebuild it. You can't be too safe. Okay, we're going to move up and support, because it seems like there's going to be like a steady stream of enemies coming in through here. I like how, yeah, there's a sunken colony, but he decided that he wanted to hit our... drones instead. What an asshole. Okay, now we're going to start loading up. Whatever we got, put them in Overlords. I think a drone ended up in there. You can get dropped, buddy.
The hive cluster is under attack.
Okay, it's starting to heat up. Draliska, we're going to bring you with us, I think. And if we can finish this before the orange attack, the next orange attack, we should be fine. So load them up.
The hive cluster is under attack.
Okay, these don't have anything inside of them. You do. You don't. You do. You do. You've got some. You got nothing. Okay. So let's just float right on over here. Drop them off. We might be slightly in range, but that's okay. Again, these are photon cannons. They're not that scary, so... And they don't have Scourge, so we can basically just plow through this stuff. Okay, so Draliska, load into an Overlord. Bring one Balrog Overlord. One Kukulkan Overlord. There we go! Renegades. I never thought I would see the Kukulkan here. What is your scheme, Kerrigan? Our schemes? How is it that you question us when we just saved you? Enough. The Swarm is losing their grip on their subordinates. The Lesser Broods are rebelling, and the Protoss are burning worlds. What would happen if we hadn't arrived today? State your point. Here are your choices. You can either stay with the Swarm and die, or join us and prevent the Protoss from eradicating our entire race. It's not hard. Join you, Renegades? I'm one of the Overmind's highest Cerebrits. A Cerebrit that will be dead soon. I'm offering you a similar position within my brood. Don't test me, Zaz. The Overmind is weak anyway. I will accept. You've made the correct choice, Zaz. I do not think you should trust this beast. He's our beast now. Got him! Got him! Okay. Well, I think I made that take way longer than it needed. We definitely didn't need that extra base. Just needed to get as much Vespene as possible early and get that, 8 to 10 Mutalisks, lure the scouts out, open up a landing zone. Didn't really need that many Hydralisks, kill some cannons, go straight to the beacon. And then, meanwhile, you just turtle up with a bunch of colonies. So, I think I made this go a little bit longer than it needed to, but it was fun. That was a fun one. Again, it was definitely a lot harder than its vanilla counterpart. All right, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye now.